Fear. To be afraid of someone or something is likely to be dangerous, painful, or threatening. Fearless. To be without fear. See, fear usually implies anxiety or a loss of courage, but when you're fearless, without fear, you are bold, you are courageous, you are overcoming, you are confident, you are strong, you are unshrinking no matter the situation. See, you have a choice. To live in fear or to be fearless, in which will you rejoice? Because both are speaking to you, so it's time to make a choice, but you better listen carefully, because both are on your shoulders speaking to you with a small, still voice. See, fear tells us to choose to live in sin or to hide it, but fearless tells us to be willing to sacrifice anything, even if it's your own son named Isaac. See, fear tells us that we can't stand up against the bully, but fearless tells us that God gives us power to overthrow the unruly. Need strength? He'll ignite it like he did for David when he slayed Goliath. See, fear tells us to live for sexual sin and masturbation, but fearless tells us to be pure and not give in to any form of sexual temptation. You see, fear tells us to not talk about what's on the surface, but fearless tells us to dig deep to the core, speak truth, don't be nervous. See, fear tells us that we're stuck in our struggle, but fearless tells us that we can overcome anything because the light is just at the end of the tunnel. See, fear tells us to give in to the smoking, but fearless tells us that we can overcome any form of habitual provoking. See, fear tells us that all we need to know is on social media, but fearless tells us that true knowledge is only found from the Holy Encyclopedia. You see, fear tries to belittle you in the stress, but fearless says that you can count it all joy because in Christ you can have rest. But now, before I keep going, let me stop, let me confess, because I once gave in to fear, but all that did was cause me to fall deeper and deeper into distress. But then I realized that fear has no stronghold on me, because through Christ I have been set free. Free from all the lies to listen to fear, and free to live fearlessly. Free to be true and sincere. So now I'm transformed. I have been reborn. Fear tried to hold me back, but fearless stepped in and conquered every fearful attack. And same can happen to you, because through Christ, you can be made new. And put down your ways of fear and make fearlessness your new career, because it's time for you to overcome. It's time for you to persevere. So stand up and be fearless in your praise, fearless through all the days, be fearless in all your ways, because through Christ you've been saved. See, God didn't create you to live in fear. He created you to draw near. He created you to persevere, to hold true and dear. Because through His Spirit, your path can be clear. Joshua 1:9 says, "Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous, do not be afraid and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So to fear, say goodbye, and to fearless, say hello. Amen.